Real Housewives star explains why she returned to the show as a friend of. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey explained why she returned to the series as a friend of. During an April 2025 interview on former Vanderpump Rules stars Katie Maloney and Dana Caffin's podcast, Disrespectfully, Bailey noted that she left RHOA in 2021 after starring as a full-time cast member for over 10 years. Bailey, who had cameos in RHOA Season 15, said that she was not asked to be a full-time cast member after Season 13. "They didn't ask me back as a housewife, but the friend thing was always an option. And I then thought, you know what, I could use a minute. I really want to focus on my acting," said Bailey during the podcast episode. She said she eventually changed her mind and decided to take on the role of a friend of for RHOA Season 16. She explained that she missed being on Bravo. In addition, she said the flexible schedule of being a part-time RHOA star has allowed her to keep working as an actress. "The friend space is kind of cool because I can still be connected to the fans. Because no matter how many movies I do and how many other shows I do, they're always like, 'When are you going back to Housewives?'" said Bailey during the interview. "I'm like, I just left Housewives last week, it feels like. So our fan base is incredible. I love the fans, I love the network. I left in a space where I have a great relationship with them. And I said, you know what, let me see what this friend thing is all about." Bailey made similar comments about coming back to RHOA in a March 2025 episode of her podcast, Humble Brag, co-hosted by Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Crystal Kung Minkoff. She said it was a strange feeling to leave RHOA in 2021. "It's weird not being on the show after being on it for over a decade," said Bailey during the podcast episode. She also said that acting is still her priority, while she films as a friend of for RHOA. Bailey has been dating Let Prince, a musician from Amsterdam, for nearly a year. During a March 2025 episode of Tamra Judge and Teddy Mellencamp's podcast, Two Teeth in a Pod, Bailey noted she and Let Prince kept their relationship private for quite some time. "I don't know how we've been able to keep it secret for so long, but we've intentionally not done social media. We've stayed off social media. We don't post together. So we've kept that part of our lives very private, so that helped," said Bailey in the March 2025 interview. Bailey also said she did not want to have another public relationship after her divorces from her ex-husbands, Mike Hill and Peter Thomas. After years of champagne toasts, explosive reunions, and headline-making feuds, former Real Housewives fan favorite Camille Dubois, a fictional character for this story, is back on screen. But this time, she's traded her diamond for a more low-key role. Stepping into Season 14 of The Real Housewives of West Beverly as a friend of, Camille says the decision wasn't a step back, it was a strategic power move. "Sometimes you don't need to be in the spotlight to still shine," she tells us, sitting comfortably in a minimalist but unmistakably expensive home in the canyons above Sunset Boulevard. "The show has changed. I've changed. But that doesn't mean the story is over." Camille, once known for her biting wit, designer stiletto collection, and penchant for passive-aggressive one-liners, left the main cast 2 seasons ago after a particularly turbulent reunion. Between rumors, friendships turned sour, and the tabloid circus that surrounded her high-profile divorce, many viewers thought Camille was done with the drama for good. But reality TV rarely shuts its doors completely, and when producers called her earlier this year with an offer to return, Camille surprised everyone by saying yes, with one condition. "I didn't want the pressure of holding a diamond again," she says, referring to the symbol held by full-time cast members during the show's iconic opening credits. "Being a housewife is like being in a pressure cooker with heels on. I've done that. I've lived it. I wanted to re-enter the world with a little more control, a little more peace, and a lot less chaos." So what does being a friend of mean exactly? In reality TV parlance, it means Camille won't be in every episode. She'll still show up to events, confessionals, and of course, the all-important group trips, but she's not obligated to center every plotline. And while that might sound like a demotion, Camille sees it differently. It's like being the cool aunt instead of the stressed-out mom, she laughs. You get to come in, make an impression, stir a little pot if you feel like it, then go home and take a bath with a glass of wine. Fans will see Camille reunite with several familiar faces this season, including longtime frenemy-turned-friend Daphne Langford and new standout Bianca Velas, a fiery socialite with a knack for stirring controversy. There's definitely still tension, Camille admits. Some of these women think I came back to play puppet master. But I'm not here to relive the past. I'm here to write a new chapter. Part of Camille's motivation for returning is deeply personal. Over the past 2 years, she's been quietly involved in advocacy work for women navigating public divorces and legal battles, using her own experience as a springboard for change. I went through something that played out in front of the entire world, she says. It was humiliating, raw, and at times very lonely. But it also connected me to so many women who felt seen. Coming back to the show allows me to talk about that journey in a way I couldn't before, without being in survival mode. She pauses, then adds, plus, let's be real, I missed the glam. And indeed, the glam is back. Camille's return has already sparked buzz among fans, with sneak peek footage showing her arriving at a charity gala in a crimson gown that turned every head. But she's quick to clarify that she's not here for a redemption arc or revenge tour. I'm not trying to reclaim my old title. I'm trying to redefine it, she says. Reality TV doesn't always give women the space to evolve. You're expected to be one thing forever, snarky, catty, emotional, whatever. I'm showing up as someone who's still all those things, but also wiser, happier, and less willing to throw a glass just for ratings. Still, that doesn't mean viewers should expect a Camille who's lost her edge. Oh honey, the edge is still there, she grins. I just use it more strategically now. Her former co-stars are reacting to her return with a mix of excitement, suspicion, and thinly veiled shade. In a recent confessional, Daphne was seen raising a perfectly arched eyebrow and saying, "I love Camille. I just don't know if I trust Camille." When asked about it, Camille simply laughs. Classic Daphne. She knows I could outmaneuver her in my sleep. And that terrifies her. So what's next for Camille as a friend of? She hints at some emotionally charged moments coming up, including an unexpected reconciliation and a confrontation that might just make Housewives history. I said things I've been sitting on for years, she teases. And let's just say, not everyone was ready to hear them. As for whether she might return to full-time housewife status in the future, Camille plays coy. Never say never, she says. But right now, I love being the surprise element. The wild card. The woman who walks into a party and makes every diamond holder shift uncomfortably in her seat. Whether you love her or love to hate her, one thing is clear. Camille Dubois knows how to make an entrance, even if she's no longer front and center. I'm not here to chase the drama, she says. I'm here to own my narrative. And trust me, I don't need a diamond to sparkle.